Hi guys, welcome to this week's Restoration Revelations. We build really cool hot rod cars, and I'm going to show you this week exactly what we do to the chassis so you can do it too. You know, let's learn together. Learn a lot about it, and we're having some fun. We're going to get out there and drive them, and then we're going to put it on the rack and actually show you the difference of what's out there, the QA1 stuff. It's going to be a fun week showing you the good foundations and the bones that we're building. Speaking of that, I'm a believer, and at the end of the episode, I always go back to the Bible. We'll be talking about a foundation there too. All right, let's get rolling in the first car. Man, it's just a cool car. Wait till you see what I'm gonna do to it. It ain't even fast yet, baby. All right, we're gonna do some testing here with this car. Nice original 69 Chevelle. Just look at how the body rolls. Great car, love these cars. Seat's too darn high. My head's up against the roof. You'll see when I drive the other car. And we're gonna give you guys an idea where we started and where we're going. I can't go too fast because this one will not take a lot of speed. Right now I'm going about 22 miles an hour. I'm gonna come around this corner. All right, so that's a wrap for the test on the stock 1969 Chevelle. We're looking at body roll and understeer. Let me teach you guys what that means, and then we'll put the modified one in the same situation and check out the differences. It's gonna be fun. Lots to share with you guys, lots to show. That body roll. Okay, what's really cool is you can see, looking at this, is this degree right here is how much the body is actually rolling. So the body has got a roll to it because these stock cars didn't come with any of the cool stuff that we're putting on the new ones, and I'll show you that as we move along. But this is also right here, the angle of the front tire as it folds in. What's happening is the car's coming into the corner and trying to make that corner. The momentum is still trying to go forward, but the car is trying to turn left. So, you know, I call this understeer. People can use other terms when it's actually losing grip, and it is kind of losing grip because your tire's not really square to the ground anymore because it's kind of folding over a little bit, and the suspension is taking all that weight and that torque is being applied to it, and it's actually flexing and moving a little bit. So you got about 10 degrees of total flex right there on the tire, and then the body roll is at 9.42 degrees. Okay, I'm gonna hop in my car, we'll take a burn, try and get the cameras at the exact same spot, bring it back here, and we'll do a comparison and see what the difference is. It's gonna be really good. I gotta get back to work. Look at the headroom. Gonna go to the other building, and we're gonna put this bad boy around the test track. Man, it's so nice to have a nice, safe place to drive and test the performance of your cars. I'm not out on the road. I don't have to worry about getting a ticket. You know how that could go. Don't spin your tires. A little faster in this one. We're gonna have to go ahead and see how she does around that test track. This is gonna be fun. Drivers, start your engines. Seatbelt, check. There's 20, 30, 35. We'll take the first corner at 35. Woohoo! Oh yeah, oh that's nice. How this car actually handles and how it rides, it's a totally different deal. I'm gonna explain it to you in detail when we get up under this car on the lift, and then I'll be able to explain to you exactly what happened and why it rides and drives like this. I'll do this one more time. This is fun. I mean, how could I not be having fun? Please. All right, there's 40. Ooh, they're coming in hot on this one. Oh yeah, oh man, what a car. Yeah, baby. God, I love this car. I could try one time faster. I was at 42 miles an hour on the last pass. All right, we're at 48. Oh man, that's moving. Okay, here we go, into the court. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm done. Man, have you ever driven a car with that kind of handling and precision? It's unbelievable. All right, that's pretty much a wrap for the old test track. Now we're on the road, we gotta be a little more conservative. I don't need to be getting any trouble. You know what I'm talking about? we're gonna go ahead and get this car back over there. I can't wait to put the video side by side and look at the variances and the difference. Twice the speed, no body roll, and this thing just stuck to the ground. But let's see if we can put some numbers to it. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so if you look at it, we got 3 degrees of body roll, right? 3.24, and the tire looks like it's only deflecting at 2.42 degrees, which is next to nothing. And what really makes that such an unbelievable number is I was going through that corner at 43 miles an hour versus like 23 miles an hour. So momentum and speed are gonna have huge impacts on it. So if I was going the same speed, I wouldn't doubt that that would be like half of what it actually is. But it's a rough and tumble way to show you the difference in body roll and basically understeer where the tire is folded under. I'll show you how we actually get there in back. We're gonna start with the green bean, the 1969 stock car. Let's walk through what's the original chassis, how it's kind of designed, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you what happens when you just put like QA1s on a stock chassis. And then last but not least, I'm actually gonna walk you through my car and what we did as the final product. Let's take a look under here. We got the green bean back up on the left so we can show you what a stock chassis actually looks like, because there's a huge difference between a stock chassis and what we do to it. Everybody is putting on QA1s and all this stuff. I'm gonna run you through a great educational process, real simple and real quick. These are your lower control arms, upper control arms. Look at the wasted bushings, not good, right? Anyways, they get bushings in here, get wasted. Here's the C-channel chassis. If you look right close in here, Murph, you know, you can see that's a C-channel chassis. So they box the back of it from the factory to hold some extra torque, but then they bolt it right through here to your body. So your body and your chassis have a co-relational relationship where that's why guys like to race hardtops. Convertibles don't have the structure up above. This is a hardtop car, and actually the chassis on the convertibles are different than the one on the hardtops. Anyways, to finish it up here you got your stock upper and lower control arms. They're made out of stamped steel basically. Puts in position. It's a good design. You got disc brakes and drum brakes in back. Overall, it's pretty darn decent. However, these things flex and they move. So when you see the oversteer in the car because the momentum of the car is moving forward and it's turning like this, that's because this area of the car is actually flexing because you got a C-channel, got the body holding it together. Come on, let's take a look at the next car, which is a 1970 Chevelle with a Duramax motor in it, stock chassis, but populated with QA1. So just put the new running components on it and let's see what that looks like underneath. We're gonna learn together. Let me show you. Runs great. I love this car. It's crazy, right? This is the one that has a stock chassis and it has all the underpinnings, another name for like the running gear, the QA1 stuff. I'll show you. When I got the car, it had the diesel in it, but man, it was all over the road. So I put all the underpinnings on it, and then I'll show you what happens. Okay, let me tell you the problem with this bad boy. It's got a Duramax diesel, Allison transmission, tons of power. And it's even got drag radials on the back, so it sticks to the ground. Here's the problem. All the new components in the world are not gonna fix the fundamental things that are not right on this car. It's a C-channel chassis, so it's flexing all over the place, and the body is not mounted really securely because it's a co-relational deal. You know, the body and the chassis work in tandem to give it a great strong ride. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's the old body bushings that are still in. Look at this. Bink, trashed. You see all the new cool stuff under here. You got QA1s, upper and lower control arms, all great, but the body bolts that actually hold this thing together are still from 1970. It's never actually been apart. You got the C-channel chassis right there. Look at, there's an old body bushing. Look at that. So the body bushings and the bolts that hold the car onto the chassis are co-relational. They are tying that bad boy together. So cool new stuff. You can buy it off of Summit, or you can buy it from wherever. Put it on the car. If you got a lot of power and a lot of traction, let me show you how you're gonna damage the car. If you look down the side of this car, you see a big old dent right here where the torque from the traction on these tires is being pushed into this body, and the body mounts aren't solid to it, so it actually will bend and warp and shape the car. Also, the whole body of the car will shift on the chassis. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. If you drew a straight line down here, look, go that way. You see this? It's actually outside the wheel a little bit, right? Not so much. The whole body has moved over this way. Let me show you. The chassis is out far. Look at this. So you can see that the rear end isn't centered any longer in the car because the body is shifting on the chassis. Not so good. I'll show you a little bit of damage that's done up top from the movement. What do you guys think of that nastiness? Look at this. She's a good one. Anyways, as the body twists and torques on the chassis, it will crack up your bodywork. And this is the sail panel, this is the roof panel from GM. This is where they this is where they were actually mounted together. It's how the quarters go on. Let me show you on the other side real quick. Again, the dent, you can see that clear. The body is now shifted out of position, and this is all cracked up. It's not all what she's cracked up to be anymore. Let's take a look at the Duramax in here just for fun. Talk about nasty. Nasty. She's just nasty. Nasty fast. It's fun, it's fast, it's got multiple tunes so you can even like make it go faster. I've had to stop driving her because I don't want to wreck her. All right, let's go get my orange beast, put it up on here. That way I'll show you how I tied it all together. These purposely driven, built Chevelles are built with a reason and a purpose, and I'll show you how I tied it all together. Pretty slick. All right, guys, get over here. Let's take a look at this thing. This is the best hybrid chassis I think it's available in the market today. I'm gonna start at the back and tell you why. Got the QA1s with the double adjustable, awesome, but the way I mounted them to what I call my Batwing, you can actually change the angle of the shocks, which gives you great for racetrack. You lay them in for going around and around the track, you put them up, it gives you a better suspension. Of course, we're using the Ford 9-inch rear end with a posi track in it. Did you see the Valvetronic exhaust? It's got a vacuum valve bypass so you can actually make it louder when you get on it. I know it has nothing to do with chassis, but the theater of driving is sure fun when it's loud. Anyways, the chassis gets boxed. All the body bushings, all the mounts are brand new, fresh, and tight to the body. Again, a big deal like I showed you before. Here we go. Torque box is back here. This runs all the way to where the chassis actually turns to the engine cradle. This is all tied together. Look at the support. Nobody else has a product exactly like this. We designed this specially ourselves, and it makes this body so rigid. Rigid chassis, rigid body gives you a great ride. That's where the rubber really does meet the road. Everything under here is undercoated. Look at the size of this cross member for the transmission. The reason this matters is we've tied it in. This is another unique design of ours. We've tied it in above here so it actually slides in from the back and bolts from the sides. Super easy to get your trans in and out for serviceability, but it's super strong. Go all the way to the front. You've got the 6-piston caliper Willwoods, you've got QA1 upper and lower control arms. One of the things that's kind of exclusive to us is not only did we make this kit to make it stiffer and better with this heavy duty trans support, what we did was we made it so you could use a 15-inch rim. That means you can run the old school American racing Kragers, you can run Keystones, you can run anything you want because I want a big sidewall, gives you a better ride, and you got the white letters, you know, BFG, Goodrich, Radial TAs, Cooper Cobras. Man, that's the style and look. You don't see that on the street on a resto mod because nobody can fit them on their car. This thing is a rock. It's rock solid. Actually, let's talk about what's happening next. We go to the Bible, my favorite part of the episode. Usually I like to talk about something. I'm gonna talk to you about a house built on a rock like this, a foundation, or built on the sand. Jesus talked about it. Come on, let's go check it out. All right, guys, like I talk about every week, I like to bring the Word of God and wisdom into the equation. And I was thinking about the car that I built on a good foundation, right? We're really got a lot of power, we got a lot of mojo, we got a lot of good stuff going on in that car. And I want to put it on a good foundation. I think that's what we really did. But there's a part in the Bible in Matthew 7 where when Jesus talked to people lots of times, he didn't have the internet, they didn't have movies, he'd explain it in a story like circumstance. They're called parables. He'd kind of explain it like a story so people could kind of get the concept. So this is my story about building a Chevelle on a good foundation. No, this is what the Bible says, 7:24, Matthew 7:24. Anyways, red letters, that means it was actually a quote written down by a guy named Matthew. We're studying the Bible together in the Word. Okay, let me read it to you. 7:24, 24. Therefore, everyone who hears the words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock. The rain came down and the streams rose, and the winds blew and they beat against the house, yet it didn't fall, because it had a good foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine doesn't put them into practice is like a foolish man who builds his house on the sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew, and the house fell with a great crash. Chevelles in the Bible, go figure. No, but the wisdom and the knowledge and the perspective I share with you is because, you know, making good choices, being grounded in faith, right? What's right, what's wrong, what do you believe? Man, that makes a big difference in how you see things. Anyways, I see things like a crazy guy that likes to build cool cars, but I also try to see life as a believer when you read the Word. Like 3 good things, the Word. There's so much wisdom and knowledge. I'm going to encourage you again, get a Bible, find a Bible, talk to somebody who knows about it, and actually ask God to help you through it. He'll walk you right through that bad boy. Anyways, thanks for joining this week. Restoration Revelations, man. I really had fun sharing it with you. Like, subscribe, follow along. Hopefully I'll see you here next week. All right, peace out.